Hey, it's the latest episode of The Ugly Truth. Today, Stephanie is sitting in with us again. Silver lining to the stay-at-home order. We are on a rampage. We have a lot to complain about today. We think you ladies will understand this and some celeb news and a little H-Uglee and Awkward Moments of the week. Thank you so much. Shoplifandclip.com. Enjoy the show.
It's another uncensored look at the world around you, from sisters who will say just about anything to anyone at any time. It's the Uggs. Jamie.
I'm orgasming over here.
Paula.
I actually give no shits.
Stephanie.
Because I can see in the fucking future.
Uncensored as always, it's time for the Ugly Truth.
Welcome to the Ugly Truth. This is episode 455.
Wait, who goes?
You!
Oh, I thought it was going in the order of oldest. Okay. Ugh.
That's what you get. That you ruined her Ugg, Paula. No, I just...
Okay, let's start again.
No, it's over.
Okay,
it's done. We're moving on.
She has to do it.
She did it.
Oh.
It was just a little one.
It was just a...
It was kind of short.
It was a giggly Ugg.
Okay, I got it. I heard it.
Okay, silver lining. We've been talking about silver linings for the last couple of months, or a couple of, it feels like months, but it's only been like a month.
It's been like 51 days.
Of the stay-at-home order in California, our sister Stephanie gets to sit in with us. Hooray! We're so excited. So welcome back, Stephanie, and we will take you as long as you are able to stay with us. Okay, so we normally don't talk about this coronavirus thing because everyone can listen or watch pretty much anything else and hear about it.
I'm over it.
So I woke up a couple of days ago and I had an epiphany about, it's really important for me, my psyche, to have some kind of articulate thought process going through this. I will be the first to admit that I have been struggling with anxiety really bad. Every once in a while, I wake up thinking I'm for sure going to get coronavirus, I'm going to die, and my whole family will get it, and it's going to be terrible. And then that passes because, honestly, I've been adhering to the rules. You know, I wear gloves when I go to the store. I didn't wear a mask, but now I have one. So if I need to, I will. I think it's kind of a requirement now, right?
I don't. Everyone's
bandana or whatever.
Yeah, but I don't.
So I'm cool with all of it, but I will get into my own head. So I'm really trying to map out, how do I really feel about the stay-at-home order? Now, unlike Paula, who feels trapped, I don't necessarily feel trapped, but I do have this sense of dread every morning.
Right.
It's the same fucking thing, right?
Right.
And California's been down the longest, actually. And Paula is about 2 weeks ahead of us because her kids have been out of school since way before St. Patrick's Day. So she's on another level of frustration.
Well, and not just that, but the week before this started, Olivia was sick. And so
Exactly.
I was home with her the week before.
Yeah, so Paula's on she's next level over it. But I woke up and I went, you know what this is like for me? I can't speak for you guys, but for me, it's like, this is how I felt when I was pregnant. I hate being pregnant.
Right.
I love the babies and I would have 100 of them if I could, but I don't like the pregnancy part. So when I wake up and I find out I'm pregnant, even though Malia, my last one, totally planned, we actually purposefully had sex to get pregnant, which is not normal for me.
No, for any of us.
I got that pregnancy stick and went, oh shit. It happened.
Like, damn it.
And I don't know why, but so when this lockdown occurred, I went, this is like a pregnancy. Some people are like, okay, well, I've come to peace with it. I'm just going to make the best of it. And that's just the way it is. Some of us are like, fuck me hard.
Right.
Really? That's, to me, this is how this is going. And now we're towards the end of this. And we're seeing the end and the light at the end of the tunnel. I'm already looking forward to like June and July as being somewhat normal.
Freedom.
Where at least we can, go to the dentist. My dentist canceled again, of course, my appointment. I can't go till July. They're so booked.
You know what? Our kids' dentist called. They canceled, and they said when this thing's lifted, they'll call us and let us know when they're scheduling appointments. So they didn't even give us a date. They're just like, don't call us, we'll call you.
It's true. It is true.
So crazy.
Mammograms are canceled. Anything
that's not life or death.
Right.
I got an email from Sutter telling me that.
There you go. And so I'm like, okay, so I feel like I'm at like 6 or 7 months pregnant. I'm not super miserable, but I'm not exactly pleased. I know that this is coming to an end. It's just a matter of time. And then what's going to happen is when you want it to be over, when we all have the look of, I have to get this baby out of my body, it's still going to be a little longer. Right. And then suddenly you're going to be vicious and like, don't speak to me. I want this creature off of me. And I feel like that's what's happening right now. So for me, I'm like, okay, I'm in the final stages of this. Someday I'm going to deliver a freedom baby and I'm going to be out of here. And it was funny, Paula, because you said something and I related to it so hard when you said you were going to take your stimulus check and get the fuck away from everyone when you could leave.
I announced that to Victor because they were saying something and I'm just like, I think I said something to equivalent, like, no, how much I hated everyone. And I said, you know what? I said, when this ban is lifted, I said, I'm leaving. I'm leaving all of you.
Good.
He's like, where are you going? I'm like, anywhere. I said, I'm taking the stimulus money and I'm going to go stimulate myself.
Good. You should. I agree. I think that you absolutely should do that. It's what we all should do at some point, whatever that means to you, whether it means just going to the beach and sitting there for an hour and a half on your own.
No, I'm seriously, I'm going to get it on an airplane and I'm going somewhere far away.
You should.
You're going to need a real ID unless they cancel that.
They did cancel it.
Oh, did
It's not till next year now.
Yeah, because I'm supposed to go to the freaking DMV. I've waited 3 months for my DMV appointment. That's at the end of this month. And I'm sure I'm not going to be able to go now.
Nope.
You are not. You are not. So anyway, I was like, okay, so we're all just pregnant with the coronavirus. And we're stuck in the maternity phase where we're wearing stretchy pants, ugly shirts. We all feel hideous. We need our hair done, but we can't get it done because you're not allowed. Just like when you're pregnant. You can't go to a sushi bar, nothing. And you're getting fatter. And it's like, what?
God.
It is literally like being pregnant. So
and you're constantly hungry.
Gentlemen, this is pregnancy. See how you feel? You want to know why your baby mamas and your wives are such assholes when they're pregnant? This is why. This is what it feels like.
I don't feel like they're suffering.
Don't stand there and tell them, you look beautiful. I'd be like, fuck you! You're not hideous!
What's that? Oh, when you're pregnant, that's a dumb thing to say.
Oh my God. Daryl he took a picture of me pregnant with Malia when I was cleaning out the pool. We had a really big pool, remember?
I remember that.
Filter and everything. And I was cleaning it out because...
Were you nesting?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like 8 months pregnant and I was cleaning this pool viciously so the children could get in it. And he took a picture of me and I go, what are you doing?
Are you crazy?
And he goes, you look
Did
so
you
beautiful
waddle
right
over
now.
to him, grab that camera, and smash it against the side of the house?
You know, I would have loved to, but I was in 4 feet of water and I was, waddling and I had this giant bump. I looked at the photo. I was wearing a beige sleeveless shirt and black shorts.
Beige?
Who gave you that shirt, Mom?
I don't even
It was
Paula,
taupe.
when I'm pregnant, I give 0 fucks. I do not care. I didn't have a sense of style back then. I hate being pregnant, so I don't celebrate it whatsoever. In fact, I'm one of those people that says, give me a baby shower so I can hate all of you. I don't want one.
Yeah.
So it's just who I am. I am not one of those women who will wear the flowy dress in the forest and have my picture taken.
Oh my God, I want to shoot all of them.
I will not.
Stupid!
You know what's funny is I was talking to the kids the other day and we were talking about, I don't know, we were watching something about weddings or something, and you know how much I love those.
God,
And
why?
I'm like, I want to find the person who introduced this whole white dress, bouquet, receptions and everything, and I want to shoot them in the face because whoever started this, now look what it is. I'm like, if it was me, I would just like fill out a form online and say, there, you're married, mail the certificate at home, and voila, you're done. And then, of course, Olivia's like, I want a wedding. And I'm like, you can have as big as a wedding as you want because Dad's going to pay for everything.
He's going to Uber his ass off to get you the wedding you deserve.
I know. Yeah,
anyway, yeah. So now that I've been able to articulate it in my crazy brain, I'm like, okay, so now I can do this. Now I can suffer and get through it.
See, I don't feel like I'm pregnant, but that's because my pregnancies were always so weird. Like with Ryan, I felt fantastic, actually. I mean, the first 12 weeks, I did have morning sickness, but I think I threw up like 10 times, literally. 10 times.
I think I threw up 10 times in one day, like the first week I was pregnant.
Stephanie had the worst pregnancies of life. Well, my point in the pregnancy, it's a symbol. It's not legit. I don't legitimately feel pregnant, but it's an explanation for the waiting period and how it ebbs and flows. That's all I'm saying. Can you imagine if you were locked down in New York in an apartment, like in a studio apartment with children and
I
a
have
husband?
a friend who is.
God, those apartments are only like 400 square feet.
My house is almost 2,000 square feet, which I know is small by some standards.
That's not
but
small at all.
No, it's not.
I still feel like there's nowhere to go. Like I
There's no
cannot get away
privacy.
for these people. No, I mean I can go if I go in the bedroom and shut the door. It's like, what's wrong? What are you doing? I'm like, get out! It's nothing. I just don't want you near me. I'm tired of looking at you. I'm like,
Yes.
get away. Can I just watch a show?
I went to the bathroom 3 minutes later. Victor knocked on the door. Did you check the mail today? I'm like,
Because that is important to know right that moment.
I'm just like, and you know what? Even the dogs are getting on my nerves. Like, I woke up this morning and I was walking around. They were literally at my feet. I tripped over them. I'm like, what do you want?
Oh, I'll kick them if that happens. I'm like, get away from me.
You know what? It's so funny. Last night, okay, so we have a puppy and she's 14, 15 weeks, whatever that is, 2, 3, 4 months, whatever. Yeah. As you know, she's struggling to gel with the family, and the last couple of days she started giving us kisses, which has been wonderful. So
cute.
Last night Daryl and I were watching The Voice, and
oh my god,
and I love that show, and so I love
too.
oh my god, I love Nick Jonas, by the way.
But that's got to be a rerun, right?
No, it's new. No, all of this stuff was pre-filmed. This was all done way before. No, when the lives happen, it'll be interesting to see. When it goes live, when it's like the top 20 or something like that.
They'll probably do it with no audience, like they've been doing everything else. I guess that's how they're filming Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune right now.
Are they still filming?
Yeah, but with no audience.
Oh, see, that's cool. I'm cool with no audience.
Right.
I think it's fine. But anyway, we're watching it. So I sat down. Daryl's like, oh, you should sit on the floor. She's being really nice. And I'm like, okay. So I sit down on the floor. And the second I sit on the floor, she leaves and Bodega walks up and is standing over me, like protecting me from her. I'm like, all right, what the fuck? Can I please? Do I have, every time I move, every time I get up, everybody gets up, even Daryl. He's like, what are you doing? Where are you going? I'm like, well, I thought I'd urinate. Is that all right with you? Shall I?
God,
would you all like to escort me into the toilet?
You know what I hate is this, and I don't know why I hate this so bad, but it really gets on my fucking nerves. If I go in the kitchen and I'm like just browsing, I'm like, I'm kind of hungry or whatever, I always keep like a full stock of yogurt because it's an easy thing to eat.
Yeah,
and
I love yogurt.
it'll avoid me, from eating like some massive carb thing. So I go in, now Jerry would never even put his tongue on a thing of yogurt.
Right.
Nor would Jeff, by the way. But every fucking time I start eating, he comes in, he's like, what are you eating? What is that?
You know what I'm eating.
And even if you do know what I'm eating, why do you care? You're not going to eat it, are you? Are you suddenly going to eat cherry yogurt? No. So get away from me.
I don't know.
Does he not identify what it is? I mean,
He doesn't.
No,
It's not about
he
that.
knows it. What pisses me off is like I can't eat a thing. I am not allowed to ingest any kind of food without making something for everyone.
Oh,
and they don't eat what I eat. I can live on a little thing of yogurt and not eat for 4 hours, right? And
yes.
no, if they're wanting to eat something, I want a hamburger and fries.
Oh my God.
I want a corn dog and this and that.
I'd be like,
I want tacos and burritos. Yes, and I'm just like, so I starve. I literally starve
'Cause you
because
would
I know
rather-
if I go in the kitchen,
You're making a gourmet meal.
100%. So, and it just infuriates me. I feel like I'm sneaking in the kitchen to eat his snack because I don't
hate
want to
that.
make food for him. I want to rip his face off.
at my house is I can always feel the hairs on the back of my neck start going up around 5 o'clock because I know the question
questions
is
are gonna
coming
come.
anytime. Like, well, what were you thinking about for dinner? You know, and
Oh,
I'm just
Paula.
It's not like, you know, are you making dinner or no?
should
It's
we
like,
make
so
you-
did
should
you
we
ha-
eat
did you have any plans for dinner? That's the question. And so
Why don't you just come right out and ask me? I'm hungry. Were you going to make dinner or should I make something? What is wrong with forming those words to your lips?
And so I'm just like, well, and sometimes it'll come at like 4:55, and I'm just like, it's barely 5 o'clock. I'm like, don't ask me right now.
Let me tell you, Daryl has me trained, and I hate this because now I have anxiety about it because I'm not a pleaser like you, Paula, but I don't like having pressure from others in my home, and it's very weird.
Well, that's the thing is, I don't like it either, and I'm just like, when have I never not provided food in the evening?
I know.
In any way, shape, or form, whether it's DoorDash or a drive-through or just a cooked meal. When have you guys never not eaten anything?
Right.
So, you know, just relax. You will eat before 8 o'clock. That's my deadline.
When I started staying home from work, which is a very difficult time, and Daryl was working, he would call me every day at 3 o'clock, every day at 3 o'clock, because he knew I was picking up the children. And then he would say, so what's for dinner? every day.
I wouldn't answer.
It could have been just a crutch to open up the conversation.
Right.
I don't know, but I started hating him at that point, and I was
Right.
like, I fucking hate you. I am not from the 1950s. I am not Donna Reed, but...
He bought me a blender.
Exactly. So 3 o'clock every day.
He's an overbearing ape.
So finally, at some point, I love that movie. At some point, I said, I'm making dinner and you will eat whatever I make. So why do you ask every fucking
Right?
day? Why?
I would just start creating lies. What do you call it at 3 o'clock? What are we eating for dinner? Barbecued bats.
He does not ask. But by 3 o'clock, my internal clock starts to get anxious. And I'm like, well, I guess I better think about what's for dinner. And I hate you. I hate myself.
You're like,
I'm like,
God.
I am a woman. Why? Why have I been browbeaten into thinking at 3 o'clock in the afternoon that I have to think about what everyone's going to eat to sustain themselves?
So funny.
And at some point, I mean, because Malia will start dancing around, I'm like, why must you people feed all the time? All the time. It's crazy. And they just look at me like, we're sorry, sir. We won't eat. And I'm just like, yes, because I'm the cunt in the house. Give me a break.
Can you imagine what Mother must have gone through with 4 of us?
Oh, no. That's why we eat so
Always
much fucking
wanting-
cereal.
When we tell her we're hungry, she's like, there's turkey, there's tuna,
There's frozen vegetables.
You're right. You don't think she ever lifted a finger to make us a snack?
Okay, so speaking of men, since we're bitching right now, I was watching a show. You guys know I love The Big Bang Theory. And I was watching an episode
yes.
where the 3 girls were reading a story that Amy Farrah Fowler had written, and it was actually quite compelling. And they were reading it. They were getting to the crux, or just the crest.
Was it a romance novel?
Yes. And
Of course it was.
It was the crest of the story. And right when they're getting ready to hear what was going to happen, Leonard walks in. He goes, hey, you guys, oh my God, we got this great sign. Then they all turn and screamed at him, get out! Okay? And I went, oh my God, that is so life. So the other day, and this is what made me think of it, I love Schooled and the Goldbergs. So the Goldbergs, in the very beginning, Lainey, who is the best friend of their sister.
Was Barry's girlfriend.
Barry's girlfriend. Okay, so Lainey is being raised by her dad. Single dad. Mom left, have no idea where she went. They think she was in Arizona, but they don't know. She's just gone. And so this has been the thing for, 6, 7 seasons? Now she's in the show Schooled as a teacher.
Yeah.
So this last episode, she is going to see her mother because she finds out she's only 3 hours away from where she lives. She's getting ready to so she's knocking on her mom's door, and the mom is going to open the door. And right when that happens, Tyler comes sweeping into the room, which he never does. And he starts talking to the dogs. Oh, hello, doggy. And then Daryl loudly starts conversing with him. Now, I cannot tell you how many times Daryl's been looking at his phone and goes, hey, I want to show you something that I'm completely uninterested in the middle of something incredibly important.
That you're doing.
That I'm doing or watching or listening specifically. And so I put it on pause and I go, you motherfuckers. I go, I have been waiting 6 goddamn seasons to see this child's mother. Now I can't because you guys decide today's the day.
Shut up!
Today's the day we're going to talk to the dogs. And so Daryl goes, I wasn't even talking to you. I go, it doesn't matter. You guys ruined everything. I wanted to cry and see this moment. 6 years. I was so heated. And so they're just like, God. And now I, of course, am the asshole because they have ruined this for me.
Yeah, because you had to make everything uncomfortable, even though you didn't do anything
Now
wrong.
it's awkward and weird.
Right. So I rewound it and started watching it in anger. And I'm like, well, this is just nothing. Now I'm just mad and I can't enjoy
even get
this
into it.
or savor this moment. So
Right.
anyway,
I started punishing Jerry long ago when watching movies that require even an iota of attention.
God.
Because if it's not Rambo shooting someone, then he cannot focus for more than 5 minutes. And it drives me insane.
Shockingly, Daryl is a question asker.
Oh,
Can you
my God.
believe it?
He
Oh,
asked
God,
me
that's
questions
Olivia.
of movies that neither of us have seen.
Constantly.
He's like, wait, so what's going to happen? I'm like, because I can see in the fucking future to know what's going to happen in 10 minutes. No, No, he walked out. We were watching Clear and Present Danger the other day. I've never seen that movie.
It's a good movie.
Right? So I'm
good.
immediately getting into it because it's a good movie. And I'm like, oh, this is a good movie. And like 10 minutes into it, he gets up and walks out. And like a really important part where they're establishing the plot and what it's all about and everything. He comes back 10, 15 minutes later and he's like, so what happened? I looked at him. I'm like, well, I don't know because you got up and walked out. I go, so now it's up to you to figure it out. I'm not going to sit here and give you a fucking narrative.
Good for you.
Olivia does that all the time. She'll be like, so, like, is she going to get mad at him? Or, like, what is that thing? What are they going to do with it? I'm like, why don't we watch and see what happens?
Right? That's
You know,
the fun
it reminds
part
me of
about
that Ellen.
watching movies, yo.
Let's watch together, and shall we? And see and find out together.
God, you're kind. Isn't it funny how we're all, I mean, first of all, we were all very hyper aware of our family's annoyances before the sit at home, but now it's like
Indeed.
elevated and you're like,
MG.
you breathe a lot.
I know,
You
right?
breathe through your nose a lot.
What do you mean? Jerry coughs and I want to shoot him. He coughed the other day and I looked at him. I'm like, God, really? He's all, what? I go, what's with the cough? And he's like, I had to cough. And I'm like, God, it sounds horrible.
The thing with you guys, you actually have love for your companions. You gotta hate each other.
Yeah, I'm not feeling
We're
it right
broken
now.
up. You know, we just have to live together. And so it's like, if
Yeah.
he does anything, I'm just like, God, I fucking hate you.
You know what's funny? I just saw an article, and it doesn't even apply to me, but I saw an article online somewhere, and it said, what to do if you're stuck with your ex during the coronavirus lockdown. I'm like, holy shit, I'd be a murder suspect
Right?
within 30 days. I can tell you that much.
Thank God he's considered an essential employee. So
Right.
Yeah, so he has to leave.
Well, I am too, but I can't even go to work because I have a sickly that I live with. I'm like, I can't even get out of here because of you. Otherwise, I'd be at work.
Yes.
But I don't want to kill you. Well, maybe I do. No.
Maybe.
It would make my life
Yeah,
difficult.
really. How's the life insurance on that situation?
Not as much as it should be because he's old. And last time I tried to up it, they were like, he has to have a health exam and all.
You're
I'm
like,
like,
oh,
what?
damn it.
You're like, fuck it.
I just maxed it out to what they would let me. And I'm like, all right, that'll
That's
have to be in there.
hilarious.
I always get stumped on that question. Like, have you used tobacco in the last 5 years? I'm like,
No, always say no.
How are you going to verify?
Yeah,
They
really.
don't. Unless after you die, I wonder if they do an autopsy on you to make sure that you didn't die.
Well,
of,
they
like,
usually
lung
do
disease.
because they're going to have to, you know, they have to
Hey.
issue a death certificate to the insurance agency.
The black lung would indicate how heavy of a smoker
Right.
you are. So if you're not, it's probably fine.
But I wonder if that prohibits you from getting your money. Like, well,
Oh,
she
like your
lied
loved
when
ones?
she was alive, so
I don't know. We should
we're
ask
going to
somebody.
deduct 5Gs.
I have picked up a small smoking habit again. Like
You
one
and
a
Stephanie.
day. One a day.
You and Stephanie and your
God.
smoking.
Well, what
do
are
it at
we
work.
supposed to do? Jimmy, I can't even masturbate in my house.
You know what? I was listening to a show and that men are notoriously not masturbating right now.
Really?
Yeah, they have like no thrill. And you know what I think it is? They've seen all the porn there is to see. There's nothing
Maybe.
new. There's nothing
Plus
to see.
everyone's
They're like,
home.
they've seen it. Yeah, and you can't. What are you going to do? And I was listening to them. They're like, I'm not a big shower masturbator, so pretty much, you know, this is it. They're like,
Yeah.
I might jizz into the toilet, but it's rare.
Oh,
And I'm like, yeah,
OMG.
that makes complete sense that you would not really be able to find the privacy to just let it all hang
There's no
out.
joy in anything
My
right
house
now.
is completely saturated with people. Saturated with people and animals. I have nowhere to go unless I decided to go lay down in my closet. And even then, it's tile and it's loud. And Olivia probably would be like, Mom, what are you doing? And I'd be
You know
like,
what? I don't care what any young person says. Nobody likes having sex on tile. It's not pleasant.
No.
It's cold.
I know. You know what? I was on this thread. Oh, it was a UFC thread because Paige Van Zandt and her boyfriend took like these risque photos on their kitchen counter. I'm like, you know, I'm like, people prepare food and
what I
eat
want,
on
your
that.
butt on
And
my counter.
this guy, he's like, what? You've never had sex on your kitchen table? I'm like, no, honestly, I haven't. I said it's a hard surface and there's not a lot of room. I need space.
Listen, when you're young and first starting out, you try everything. I've had
Right.
sex on every surface. There's nothing pleasant. By the way, I've said this and I maintain this. Sex on the beach sucks.
I've never done that,
It
but
sucks. There's no give. It's just like being on concrete.
Right.
And then
Not
there's
just that,
the,
but do you know how much sand you get in your ass?
a lot, by the way. A lot.
Ew, that just sounds terrible.
It was terrible.
You feel
I
like
hated
a
it.
clam. You're spitting out sand for days.
I had a pearl after a week later. It was insane.
That's awful.
He was like a gooey duck, and just kidding.
Gross.
You know what I've actually been reading a lot about? There's a lot of online stuff going on between people. Well, like boyfriends, girlfriends, online affairs, all of that stuff, because people are in complete disconnect.
Yes.
And they're trying different things to, keep the relationship alive. Or some people are just like, I didn't realize how many feelings I had for him, which is usually typical. And then the other guy's just like, I didn't realize, I probably don't need to be doing this.
That's really interesting. So that is a fascinating aspect of like, you know what? I thought I was miserable when really I was just bored or whatever. Yeah. And they're being forced to face their relationships. I mean, seriously, Daryl and I had to come to Jesus probably a week or two ago. And I said, seriously, dude, if I had to be with anybody in my past right now, I'd be Googling divorce. Like, there's no way. We're very fortunate, obviously, to be in the situation where we like each other.
Yeah.
Because if we were in a rift right now, holy shit. I mean, it would be rough.
I was thinking that when we first started talking at the beginning of the show about how you were dealing with your anxiety. And,
yes.
And like, I think it really depends on how this thing has affected you. Because luckily for you guys, Daryl has got to continue to work, and so money's not an issue. But like in my family, we are struggling financially.
Right. Yeah. So that's another anxiety.
It's huge, and so it's like, okay, in the beginning it was kind of fun. I liked staying home. Right. I had a good excuse. I didn't have to feel guilty.
Right.
And now I'm like, oh my God, we need money, and
I know it's rough.
Yeah, I hate it.
I know, and they're talking second stimulus check already, and I'm like, bring it on.
Right?
They haven't even gotten the first ones.
They said, I read that people are going to start seeing them this week. I don't know if that's true. The guy, for all you people who think the government should handle anything, you're fucking a joke. That is not, it's just not possible. They're fucking up everything. Why would you want them to run everything? They're awful at it. They're so bad at it. They're just normal people who just happen to be charming.
Exactly.
That's all they are.
What do you mean? Right now, I hate my job so bad. We are all, what do you call them, essential workers?
Yes.
But we are literally working as though nothing is happening. There is no protection. There is nothing.
I have heard that from a lot of essential workers, actually.
It's
that
terrible.
It's like, well, we're essential. And
they're like, well, I guess we're going to get it. And I'm like, I can't afford to get it. I'm not going to let my husband and my son die so that I can go to work. I'm like, I would love to come to work right now, but I wouldn't be eating it and worrying about going to the grocery store this weekend if I was.
I know, it's so true. Anyway, okay, so enough of this. Enough of our bitching. Enough of our complaining. We got it out.
Yeah, this probably isn't good radio, right?
No, it's fine. We got it out. We vented. So now we're going to move on to something less serious. I actually found some celeb news. Some. And I mean, we're not going to like it. I expect you to be judgy, but I don't care. There's not a whole lot going on, you guys. Okay, celeb news. Alec Baldwin and Hilaria Baldwin are having another baby.
I know, baby 5.
Baby number 5.
Are you kidding me?
No, the baby ages are 2, 4, 6, 8, and then Alec has Ireland, who's 24.
Right.
So they're having baby number 5. Now, initially, I'm like, what the fuck is going on over there?
That's what I'm saying.
Now, I think he's Catholic, but he's a bad Catholic, but that doesn't matter.
Right.
But God, isn't he like in his 60s?
I don't know how old he is, but I would do him tomorrow. He's so fucking hot.
He pretty much is in that age.
He's so good looking.
God, he doesn't really do it for me. Not anymore.
Oh God, he did an Instagram.
He's so angry. That's what I don't like about him.
Oh my God, I love him so much. He did an Instagram rambling the other day, and he had like messy hair, and he had like just barely a beard, and he has that chin. I'm just like, oh my goodness, he's so cute.
He's 62.
Anyway, so Alec and Hilaria are having baby number 5. The reason that I cut them just a smidge of slack is that she had 2 miscarriages last year, one in November, and she was 4 months pregnant.
Yikes.
That's bad. Yeah, so this is kind of like their rainbow baby, so I kind of get it. I just don't understand the number. Like, there's so many children. Like, what is happening? But, I mean, in that aspect, I think she felt like she had to do this. Like, she had to make sure she could successfully have another baby, and so I really understand.
And when you have that much money, we don't have the same considerations that they probably do.
They can totally take care of 5 children,
right?
Or 4 children,
and they can still have a nanny and go travel or do whatever they want to do.
Work whatever they do.
Yeah, it's not all that difficult.
So I'm kind of actually happy for them because I know it probably feels good, and I'm sure they're still really scared. Yeah, like they're waiting till she gets to a point where no matter what happens, if the baby comes early, it will live. Whatever. Right. So I get it. And I'm like, it's a little bit of joy for them right now. So, I mean, he's too old to be, he's Charlie Chaplin level dad at this point.
Yeah.
Like he's getting up there.
Like Michael Douglas.
And Michael Douglas is starting to look his age.
Well, he's had cancer. I feel like ever since he had cancer, he just doesn't look the same. He looks withered and just tired.
Well, at least he's not like freaking Robert Redford or, you know.
Well, yeah, but he's like 90.
I mean, like a wrinkled up newspaper.
A little leathery man.
I mean, and I love Robert Redford, but
and not to mention, can we just have some respect for Robert Redford that he's married to the same woman that's like age appropriate?
Right.
Unlike some of these other people.
I think Clint Eastwood is too.
I don't think so.
Well, Clint Eastwood is, he's had many long-term girlfriends. But
yes, and he wasn't very nice to them.
No, you're right.
Oh, no, Jamie, no, he's not. Robert Redford was married from 1958 to 1985, and then he got married again in 2009.
To who?
A French model who's 24 years old who first appeared on Vogue.
Well, she's 63.
Oh, that's fine.
That's cool.
That's totally fine.
Robert Redford's 83. So, I mean, yeah,
20 years.
She's 20 years her junior, but I mean, they're both fucking old, so it doesn't really matter.
After a certain time, it's like, look, I'm in menopause. You're old as fuck. Who cares?
Yeah, but I mean, so they got married 11 years ago, so that would have made her 52.
Don't do math, Paula.
That's still nasty.
So, you know who needs to find a good woman is Tiger Woods.
He's got to stop doing the drugs and the whores.
I know.
I don't think anybody... No, Tiger Woods will never find a good woman. No one will touch that.
He likes them athletic and blonde.
He could have anyone he wants.
Anyone. I
you
know.
really think so?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
He's
my
practically
God.
a billionaire.
Yes.
So what? God,
Okay,
you know what?
well,
there's
listen.
certain things money can't buy.
I don't think so. I don't
disagree.
agree. I think the kind of woman he wants
I
would be
think
more than
she's a
happy
gold
to
digger.
have him.
Although the one he did have, she was lovely.
Lindsey Vonn?
No, the one before her with the kid.
Oh, the mother.
Ellen Nordigan.
She was beautiful.
She
And I
was
think
so
he legit
beautiful.
liked her.
I think he legit did
Yeah.
too. And they have beautiful children, but he's just a damn fool.
Well, what I think happened is his dad died.
Yeah.
And that just completely messed him up. Like, really messed him up.
That made him put his dick in everything.
In everything.
Right.
And then he just started enjoying. He's like, now that I'm free of this.
Why are you making excuses for him? I don't
No, I was
understand
being
that.
sarcastic.
Oh.
yeah, because his dad was the one that kept him really disciplined.
Right. So once his dad died, he's like, I'm free. Come
Yeah.
out wherever you are. All the whores, come to me. And then he went insane. Like, he legit went insane. He didn't care anymore. Okay, here's the other thing. I know how much we all, like, Stephanie, I don't know what your opinion is on this, but Orlando Bloom and Katy Perry are having a girl.
Oh, I didn't even know she was pregnant. I thought they were just now getting married.
Oh, no, she's
You know
pregnant.
what?
Big
I actually
pregnant.
give no shits.
I give zero fucks too. And the reason I'm saying it is because Orlando Bloom, the photo that they had to publicly declare to everyone that they're having a
course.
girl, his face was covered in pink colored cream on
I didn't think that
Instagram.
was pink. I didn't know what was on his face.
I didn't
It
either.
looked like a bad porn that someone jizzed foam on his face.
Exactly. And that's why I went, I go, what is this? This is a very extreme cream pie photo. And then I'm like, oh, this is to declare that you're having
It's
a
a
baby
gender
girl.
reveal.
Like,
Oh
this
my
is so
God.
inappropriate.
I had seen the picture and then I went and read the article and then I was just like, oh, I'm like, so I went back and looked at the picture and I'm just like, I see like peach maybe.
I
said, but it was
agree.
not definitive to
It was
me.
not definitive.
They're both ugly. I'm sorry. I know they're
yeah.
famous and everything.
Oh, he's
but
too thin.
He's
so
way
thin.
too thin, and she's just not attractive.
Okay, first of all, I don't know how you feel, but Paul and I hate her. I hate her. She makes fun of Britney Spears' mental health so frequently. She
see, I
can
didn't
fuck
know.
off.
Well, I don't listen to her music at all.
At all.
Never did.
No.
So it's not because I hate
And
her.
we
I just
love
never.
we love Britney Spears on this show. God damn it!
I do. Love, love
I
Britney.
get so resentful of the fact when people, start out as nobodies and then they get really famous,
Right.
Yeah.
Because the label has really pushed them, promoted
yeah.
them, put them on tour, all this stuff.
God.
And then
So true.
after they get super famous, they turn around and
Then
be like,
suddenly they're
I
like-
don't want to do what the label wants me to do. I want to be
wanna be
creative,
free
my
as
own
an
artist,
artist.
blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, when you were doing that, you were fucking playing at coffee houses,
Right.
on Tuesday nights at 6 o'clock.
No, Paula, it was worse. She was a Christian pop singer trying
I
to make
remember
it big.
that. I remember
Yeah.
that.
Ew.
But I'm just saying, so when you were being all creative, writing your own lyrics and everything like that, you weren't famous. Nobody gave a shit.
That's right.
So you should
Yeah.
be thanking your label and doing what they do and realize that this is just a job. It's not your life.
Not to mention, the second that she was free from her obligations on the label, she cut all her hair off.
I
started to look like a PTA mom.
And of course, she blamed her marriage to Russell Brand. I'm like, oh, your whole 2.5 year marriage.
They were married.
Whoa.
I thought they were married for like a month.
It was not long. And he told her, he's like, I'm so happy to not be married to her anymore. And when Russell Brand, who is absolutely, he's crazy.
Yeah,
I actually like Russell Brand. He's like, oh God, it was horrible.
Well,
like,
what was so terrible?
She's crazy. She's crazy. But she's just,
she was
I don't know.
young.
Yeah. Okay, next celeb news is MAC Cosmetics, who I don't know if you love MAC or not. I like it.
I've heard great things about it, but I've never purchased it because it's so expensive.
It is, but you just pick and choose what you want. You don't buy all MAC. Like
I don't like everything they make.
I would say that their lips and their eye stuff is the best that they're really good at.
Indeed.
I love their eyeliners. That's what I usually buy.
Yeah.
And they last forever.
I know when I worked for the television station, a lot of our ethnic reporters and anchors, they were able to purchase a lot from it because that's really difficult to find, actually.
Right.
Is
okay.
makeup
And so
for people with darker skin colors.
On that note, MAC Cosmetics is releasing a second Selena edition makeup line.
Excellent.
Yes. So this is the La Reina makeup collection. It is released April 21st. You can shop and buy it now because it will sell out immediately. So they're saying, you should come, you can pre-order because if you wait till the 21st, limited supplies will be likely gone. But what's cool is that it's lips that, like the red is called Bitty Bitty Bomb Bomb. And then there's a lipstick called Hey Dad Pizza, which I thought was really cute.
Aww.
But anyway, their eye palette, it's very neutral but darker for probably darker skin tones.
Yeah.
But when you close it, it's a bustier in crystals on the cover. So when you close it, it's a busti la caca, and then it says Selena over it. And I went, oh my God. Now here's my thinking on the Selena thing and her family, because a lot of people criticize them for, they're just taking advantage of their dead
and I just never
family
thought
member.
of it. I never thought of it before.
They get a lot of criticism. Now, her sister did this makeup line with MAC. She coordinated with it, and she's like, oh my God, my sister and I love makeup, and this is something that she would have loved, blah, blah, blah. And this is the 25th anniversary of her death. April was when she was killed. Right. So they're trying to make it something positive. But to me, it's just like with any super famous person who dies, vultures come out immediately and try to take advantage of their likeness, their songs, whatever. So if you don't go out there and you are militant about copywriting and having control over anything that has her likeness or anything like that, people are going to be making millions of dollars off of your dead child's face.
So why not you do it?
So you have to do it, or continually sue everybody who wants to do it. And so for me, it's like, on one hand, I totally get it. I know that people, and honestly, I think it's because they're Mexican that people do that, that they're being greedy and they're trying to take advantage of this idolization of her. And I'm like, nah, they are like, fuck you guys. If anyone's making money, and they dump it all into a trust or into their foundations.
Whatever. Yeah. I don't even care if they're just rich off of it. I'm fine with it.
Well, I just think that they have to be territorial. I mean, look at Prince.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Look at Prince. They literally turned his house into a museum within 2 months after that man died. 2 months.
I was so surprised that he had not made better arrangements for his...
He just didn't care. He didn't care about money.
Will.
Yeah, and he had no will because he didn't care about anything. He was just like, I just want to make my music.
Yeah, but he knows that people are horrible.
Yeah.
I mean,
he didn't think he was going to die, though.
Well, that's the thing. How many men do you know prepare for death? Nobody. They don't want to think about it.
And it's not like he had a wife or, and I'm sure his manager was a guy. And
his ex-wife ended up getting a lot of his money, right?
Maybe, yeah, she did.
Because there was nobody else. Like, they didn't have...
he had extended family that got a lot of his estate, but they're in charge of his estate, and now it just feels so cheesy.
It's horrible.
But my point is that with this Selena thing, I think, to answer your question, that's my theory on it.
And that's
I don't
actually a really
think
good point. They're greedy and they're just trying to make money. Yeah.
If you went to Corpus Christi's flea markets, my guess is there's a shit ton of knockoff Selena t-shirts.
100%.
And there's nothing they can do about it.
Right.
And so they're just like, no, if you want original, real stuff, they tell you who's in charge of it.
Yeah.
They tell you what it is and why. And
I would totally do that too.
Right. And I mean... maybe I'm being sensitive, but I just think that they get a lot of shit because they're Mexican. Yeah. I really do.
Yeah.
Well, I think that, she was one of a kind at the time, and she was kind of her own brand. And I think there was always going to be the demand.
Forever.
For sure.
On that note, we all know that Netflix has a show coming out.
Yeah, they just created another one. I mean, the movie was fantastic, but now they're going to come up with a series?
So the series is apparently it was a 2-part series. Each part is 6 seasons or 6 episodes. And so I'm like, when's it coming out? I'm dying. I want to see it so bad because I'll binge the shit out of it the second it comes out. Mm-hmm. It reminded me of when I saw Selena. I will never forget this. Daryl and I got in this humongous fight, and we weren't even married yet. And I left the house, slammed the door, and I went as far away as I could to the theater on the edge of town, and I went and I saw Selena all by myself. There was nobody else in there.
Awesome.
It was 10 o'clock at night, and I was sitting in the theater alone watching Selena, and I bawled.
I bet you did.
Through the whole thing. And so when I came home, he's like, well, I'm glad you came home. And I'm like, don't talk to me right now. And I'm all, bitty, bitty, blah, blah.
You're like, I'm a strong Latina woman.
I'm a strong Latina. Yes, exactly. I want burgers. I don't want a farm.
Oh my God. I made Jerry watch Lorenzo's Oil yesterday. Well, I didn't make him.
Why?
I didn't make him watch it. I was watching it. And because it'd been a really long time since I'd seen it.
That movie makes me weep.
Jamie, he cried. Jerry cried. He was literally like, I can't. What? And he was like, he got totally choked up, and he like got up and walked out of the room. Of course, I'm bawling.
Of course.
And he's like, I can't even imagine. I know he was thinking the same thing I was thinking because Lorenzo was 7 when he got sick.
Oh.
And we were imagining
close to home.
being, and I'm like, I can't even imagine that being my little son because the disease he had, he was normal.
Yes.
Right? For his childhood. And then all of a sudden he got this thing, and it was,
Why would you even watch that?
I don't know.
It's really Paul. Well, I think
She's like, hey, everybody, let's watch Lorenzo's Oil.
It was something I hadn't seen.
Hey, everyone, let's watch Terms of Endearment and then Steel Magnolias, and let's go have some fun.
I will do that.
Tonight, we'll watch My Life.
Oh my God. Jamie, I do it all the time. Is there something wrong with me?
No, but I was just feeling Paula and I. Yes.
Well, actually, no, that's not true because every day I watch, stories about people who've been killed and they're trying to find out who the murderer is.
Murder?
Well, I watch those.
Yes.
Those do nothing to me except for occasionally give me bad dreams.
Like I told you, and I've said this before, Daryl was like, Jamie, I think you're becoming a little obsessed with the coronavirus. Maybe you need to think of watching or listening to something else, like murder. And I did. I'm like, it was so calming.
I know.
I was listening about a serial killer, and I feel so much better now. It's like normal.
I've exhausted all serial killer shows. I have to wait for new content.
Well, you've got to listen to some podcasts. There's some really good ones out there. Okay, well, we're running out of time, you guys, already. So we're going to do some H-Uglee and Awkward Moments of the week. When I was pregnant edition, since we're talking about pregnancy so much for some reason. And it's so funny how these outlines just kind of cobble themselves together. Mm-hmm. These are really funny.
So what, people wrote these to us?
No, well, when I get them, I read them, but nobody's having any moments right now. Everyone's
not
kind
going
of stuck
anywhere.
at home.
Yeah.
So these are the pregnancy
Like,
ones.
yeah, I stubbed my toe in the hallway.
So ugly. Okay, so here we go. Here's the first one.
That's just a normal day for me.
I know. I was having my membrane stripped for the second time at 39
What
weeks.
does that even mean? Because I never had that done, but I hear people talk about it. It sounds awful. I don't want to have anything stripped. I mean, unless it's my clothes and I'm about to have sex. But
I think when you strip the membrane, it's kind of to soften the cervix to get it to start getting malleable and dilating, and because your cervix has to soften before anything. And if your membranes are like super intact and they're not kind of sloughing or softening, they'll get rid of them.
Ugh,
yeah,
that sounds horrible.
that sounds gross.
Well, she did say it hurt terribly, so I was all tensed up. When the doctor pulled his fingers out, I relaxed and farted very loudly into his face. Directly into his face.
Oh my God.
He physically leapt out of the way. I was dead.
I would want to kill myself.
How do you not feel that coming?
She was, okay, first of all, am I the only one that has to be told to relax 100 times when you're getting a pelvic?
No, they do that to me too.
Like constantly.
He's like, scoot your butt down. I'm like, I did. He's like, more. I'm like, I can't. No.
They have to tell me at least 4 times to widen my knees because like,
oh yeah.
they're open like the slit of like a piece of paper. They're like, you're going to have to open your knees a little wider, Miss Todd. I'm like,
Yes.
they're open. They're like, no,
Well,
like,
for
like,
me, it's
drop
like-
them open. I'm like, you mean like you want me to spread eagle?
Yeah.
And like,
Paula,
oh, gosh. We need you to.
When they put that little duck mouth in, I could keep that thing. I can hear him going.
He's like
trying to crank it open because I'm just like, no.
Yeah, usually they're just like, they put it in and then it slides right back out. And they're like, can you relax a little bit?
That's happened to me too.
That thing's going to pop right out and hit him in the face.
Oh my God.
One time I was in the middle of when I told my doctor, I said, so, I've read that they have plastic ones now. And he's like, excuse me? And I go, they have plastic duck mouths now. You can literally, I could like have my own. That way they're not so cold.
You know what? I always hate that because they have those warmer drawers. And they're just like, oh, this one's not on. And I'm like, oh, lucky me.
Right? You'll survive.
I'm like, you say that every time. Who the fuck is supposed to turn these things on in the morning? God, fire whoever it is because it's never on.
Let's put a little duck mouth in your anus and see how it feels.
God, I'm getting anxiety talking about this.
Oh, sorry.
No,
Okay.
I got a call from mine right before all this happened saying, you're late. You need to come in. It's time for your pap. And I'm like,
God,
I'm
I
like,
hate pap
really?
smears so much.
So I'm so grateful this happened for that reason.
I know,
alone.
seriously.
I
And
don't
you know
have to
what?
go.
So no dentist, no mammogram, no pap. I mean, it's kind of a dream come true right now.
I know, right?
Here's the second one. This one actually made me laugh because I don't know. When you're pregnant, you do shit you would never not do normally. This is at a grocery store. They had a sample bowl of chips out, and you're only supposed to take one from and move on. But not me. I was so hungry, I stood there and ate half the bowl. When I saw the store clerk judging the shit out of me, I thought I'd better go. But as I turned to leave, my belly knocked over the bowl, breaking it, sending chips everywhere. I just turned, looked at them, mouthed sorry, and ran away.
Oh my God.
Or waddled away, I'm sure.
Or waddled away. That is an ugly and awkward moment. That is ugly and awkward.
Except for
serious.
the only thing is I don't eat sample anything in stores because all I can think about is germs.
But when you're pregnant, Stephanie, I mean,
suppose.
your brain just takes over and you go,
I'm
you know
kind
what?
of like Mother in the sense that I used to carry around saltines in my purse.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Who
Yes.
does that?
So I remember opening food items at the store because I would put them in the cart and I'm just like, you know what? I just can't wait.
I've done
Paula,
that. Oh my God, I've done that.
I will never forget. I went through this phase where I could not get enough like soft serve ice cream.
Oh my God.
Victor picked me up from work one time. We went to Dairy Queen and I got a chocolate soft serve cone and I licked it and I did one lick and then I'm like, And Victor kind of looked at me and I'm just like,
This is the best ice cream I've ever eaten in my life.
And he was just like, what was that?
Like, I'm sorry, I'm orgasming over here. Like, this is the most satisfying thing I've ever had in my life.
I don't even know how that was so came out and it was so audible. But to
hilarious.
this day, I swear to
really
God,
meant it.
I can never get a soft serve chocolate ice cream without him being like, so how does that taste?
Oh God.
Oh God. Piggish.
First of all, Stephanie doesn't get to talk because this is the girl that pulled open a piece of raw fish and ate it, took a bite out of it.
Yeah, but
At the store or in the room? Where did you do it?
in my car.
Oh, so you waited till you got to the car.
Yes. I'm not a savage.
The original rendition of the story was that you got a piece of salmon, sushi grade salmon.
That's
and
how you guys heard it. I told it.
No, it
took
was
a
ahi
bite in the
tuna.
store. Oh, tuna, my bad. And then
Ahi, same.
Okay, yeah. So you took a bite in the store. I was told that you took a bite in the store and then
No.
continued
No,
on.
it was in the car. She did it as fast as she could because Jerry went to go put the cart back or something like
I
that.
can't remember what the deal was.
And
but
she's
yeah.
just like, I have to do this really fast before Jerry comes back. So she unwrapped the plastic as quick as she could, took the biggest bite she could
did.
manage, put it back in the.
That's when sushi was new to me, and I didn't know how much I loved it.
I
And
miss
then-
sushi.
Oh my God, I just had some the other day. I did DoorDash, and Jerry was like, what did you order? Because there was 6 boxes.
Oh, yum.
I'm like, everything.
That's so funny. All right, you guys. Well, unfortunately, we're out of time.
Wow, that went fast.
We have to say goodbye. So hopefully
Don't do it again.
we will see Stephanie again on Sunday. If she doesn't go back to work, that'd be awesome. Then she can come back or not. Whatever. It's free. It's a free world, kind of.
Because I have so much going on right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. She was annoyed because I asked if I was still invited. I'm like, what?
I wasn't annoyed.
Oh.
It's an open invitation.
Yeah, it's weird.
never know.
I just prepare differently if there's 3 of us or if
Yeah.
there's 2 of us. So
Right.
that's all.
I get it.
So I will just bother you again, and we will continue the joyride until it comes to a sad end.
Everybody take care.
Paula?
lipandclip.com. If you go to the sales section, and I think it's final sales or something, they have some really good deals on lipsticks right now. And they also have a lot of palettes that they're getting rid of.
And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but do you still guys do Avon?
That's
right?
Lip and Clip.
Oh, okay. So I get like a beauty bag delivered once a month. Yeah. Is it Ipsy?
Do you use Ipsy?
Yes.
I like that one.
I do. I got a gold, it's like an eyeliner. It's, it's the automatic that you can twist it up and everything. And it's gold and it's from Avon. And at first,
is it the glimmer sticks?
Yes.
Yeah, glimmer sticks are good.
Oh my God, I love that thing.
Yeah, glimmer sticks are the best. And they're so cheap.
Oh, okay. Well,
they're so cheap.
So I highly recommend.
You can literally get 2 for $8 and they have literally every color.
Love it. Yeah. Love it. It stays on. It's super pretty.
Yeah, it's
they had a
waterproof.
good deal last month. I think they had 3 for $10.
Yeah.
You just keep your eye out for the glimmer sticks.
Mm-hmm.
They have them in waterproof too, so that's good.
Those are
super
the ones
cute.
I like.
Yeah.
So check out both of them, and then other than that, we will see you on Sunday. Have a good rest of your week doing nothing. All right, bye.
Thanks for listening and sharing the show. See you next time on The Ugly Truth.